I'm on the fence. What is up, everybody? We are on Guitar Safari, and I'm gonna take you with me. What does that mean, Guitar Safari? It means we're on the hunt. We're gonna check out a super cool looking reissue of an SG, a Junior. SG Junior, meaning 1P90 pickup. A friend of mine offered me the guitar, and I was thinking maybe that's a good topic for a video, because not only are we gonna check out a guitar, but also it made me think about SGs. There's not a lot of guitar players playing SGs. In my opinion, it's like for every 10 Les Pauls, you find one SG, and for every 10 Les Paul players, you find one SG player, you know? And I wonder why that is. Why aren't more players playing SGs? Is it because they're like very imbalanced in terms of weight, or is it because the sound is thinner than a Les Paul, and the Les Paul is that iconic sound? I wonder what the issue with SGs is. And to be honest, I tried a couple SGs in my life and it was never quite my guitar. But maybe this one, the one we're checking out now, is the holy grail of SGs. One more thing that's pretty interesting. The friend we're about to visit to check out that guitar is Alex. And Alex owns his own little guitar shop. Not really a guitar shop, it's a repair shop basically. He builds guitars, but he also repairs guitars. And it's called Alex Guitars in Berlin. He's pretty much, in the music scene, he's pretty much famous for being the guitar tech for Slash, Bruce Springsteen, Metallica when they're in town. So whenever these huge bands, arena bands are in Germany, sometimes they need to get their guitars serviced, guitars and basses serviced. And Alex does a lot of those service jobs. So he has pretty much serviced all of Slash Les Pauls as far as I know. A lot of James Hetfield's guitars. He's a certified Gibson repair specialist, or I hope that name is correct. We're about to find out. I'm gonna ask him, but he's pretty much well known amongst the huge guitar heroes. So when he calls me and says, Joey, I have a left-handed Gibson, you should check this one out, I'm definitely gonna do that. There it is. 63 Junior reissue. Here we go. Let's hear it. This is Alex. So now look at this. I'm taking it home, but I'm not yet buying it. The reason is there's a lot of people coming into Alex's shop, picking up the guitars that had service or bringing guitars that need service. So there's not enough time. I'm gonna take it home over the weekend and test it in my own setup. And then I can decide if I'm buying it or if I'm bringing it back to Alex. So here we are in my room, and now I really tested it off camera already a little bit in my setup. And the thing is, I took a closer look at it and I found it actually is not a custom shop like I said it was, because I can see it's a baked maple fretboard, and these were only used in the Gibson USA series. And I also checked the serial number, and that also indicates it's a Gibson USA, so it's not a custom shop, just for correction. But point remains the same. The question is, why do so few guitar players actually use SGs? And I'm gonna test drive it a little more and find out. does have that AC/DC kind of crunch, I have to say. A little bit delay. And that's the thing, here I notice the faster I play, the more I go into lead guitar mode, the more I notice that my fingers kind of get stuck. I don't know if it's the baked maple or if it's the frets or whatever. It's actually fresh strings on it, so it can't be the strings, but the more I move away from just the typical box to actually using the fretboard horizontally, the more I get stuck and it kind of feels strange and unfamiliar. Sound is good, but feeling is kind of strange. But I'm not ready to give up just yet. I'm gonna play it in a song. Bonus points if you know the song. Okay, so after playing it for a while now, I played it in a song, played it alone, played it in Alex's shop. Here's what I'm thinking. So SGs are nice because they're pretty light and they're pretty responsive in their attack and everything. And that's what I like about this guitar. I like about this guitar that it's so aggressive in the attack, and it has a lot of high end, which usually cuts through the mix pretty well. But here's the thing. For some reason, I can't bond with this. For some reason, I get stuck on this fretboard. I just don't see where this would fit in within the stuff that I'm doing. So I have this Telly, which is fine for a lot of things. I have the Les Paul for all the classic tones. I do have the Nick Huber Surfmeister, which is the Swiss Army knife of guitars anyway. I'm struggling to find a use case for this. And maybe that's also a point why a lot of people don't play SGs, because if you want that classic round tone, you probably take a Les Paul, right? And if you want something more woody and a little bit more airy, you probably take a 335 anyway. And if you want something more aggressive than a Les Paul, I'm not sure why you wouldn't just go for a Telly. To me, this is fun to play and it's cool for an afternoon, but I just can't see where I would use it in a daily context. So why guitarists in general don't choose an SG all too often remains a miracle. Why I am not choosing an SG is for that exact reason. I don't have a use case for it. It sounds fun, it sounds cool. It's a fine guitar, I guess it's just not mine. What are your thoughts on this? Do you play an SG? And if so, why? What style of music you play on your SG? I would love to read about that. As always, I have been Joey. I'll see you in the next one.